next one, we have Miss Helen Rose. Can we give it up for Miss Helen Rose? How you doing, Helen?
Excellent.
Good to have you here. So
Awesome to be here.
are you enjoying yourself? That's the best question to start with.
Yes. Yesterday was amazing. Tony, when he was talking about what did you fail at today? That is so true. Like to implement, learn, and then improve. So important.
Yeah, what are those subtle shifts, right? The subtle focus, the subtle shifts that move. Little hinges swing a big door, right? So I love those little things.
Yes.
So you got started with Tony with personal power probably back, a long time ago, or maybe when I did. What led you back to Tony? What led you back here?
Well, doing personal power really was set my stage in life, and had a great corporate career. And 18 years ago, I launched an e-commerce natural food business. But we have ups and downs. Marketing is ups and downs, and we were trying to build the business back up again, and we were feeling lost. We were just lacking. We just felt like something's not working right, and we had more to give. We had more experience and knowledge to give, and so we found your programs, and it was exactly what we needed. It spoke to us.
Yeah. So what was the end result? What was maybe what are you proud of right now? That might be a good question.
Well, implementing the program I was able to, I initially joined the program because I thought it was going to push me to implement. And yes, it did. That's why I bought. But what I found out was my big block was mindset. And it was 90% of my block. I could market products online. I could market other people's services. I could launch businesses, but to market myself, to market my experience, my knowledge, it is a huge block. It was something different. So that was huge for me to get that breakthrough.
Yeah, so I know I put a question here listening to what you shared. You went from being afraid to charge for your services to being ready to raise your rates. Was that one of the mindset shifts that you had, to have faith in yourself and faith in your capabilities? Because I'm asking that question, and I wrote this down because I know there's a lot of people watching right now. I see Amira shaking her head and Juliana shaking her head and Joyce. Is sometimes we can put value on other people's knowledge, value on other people's products, but then we don't see the true value in ours, even though you had 18 years in business. I'd love to pick your brain, right? When was that shift when you realized this is valuable?
Well, I think I really just had to implement. I had to implement, and just by doing, I was gaining that confidence. If I hadn't done that, it was a step-by-step process, and by just implementing, I was able to just believe in myself, like, yes, this is valuable. People need this. It was that interaction with my dot, and realizing that they truly needed me and that I had the answers they needed. And it was really beautiful. One of my customers, my client, said recently, she said, Helen, I feel like God sent you to me, that God connected us together so you could help me with my business. And that is mind-blowing to me. I was just so honored by that.
So let me ask you, Helen, I appreciate you sharing from your heart here. I want to say, for those people who haven't had their first deal like you have, until they haven't seen the revenue hit the bank yet, they haven't felt the impact. I'm guessing when you first launched, the first person you helped, did you feel like it wasn't good enough, but you still launched anyway, right? Isn't that feeling always there, like it could be better? And you could polish it for the next 10 years, or you could just launch. So I guess there's two parts to that question. Were you a little nervous when you launched? And since you have, while you're in it, do you feel like you've been improving as you're going?
Absolutely. So the first question, yes, I was very nervous launching. Um, I'm glad I did because I learned so much from it, but I had to keep going. And it is a constant improvement. I keep refining. I first launched with the free workshop, and I learned so much from that. And then I made a course online, but I felt like something was still sort of amiss with that. And I looked around at my health and wellness community. They're so amazing. And we were having health and wellness entrepreneurs come to our business, Natural Zing, saying, will you drop ship our products? And we said, sure, we can do that. But 80% of them couldn't launch their business. They couldn't get their website up. They couldn't, if they paid somebody to get their website up, they couldn't market it. And so I realized that's my audience. So I shifted from where I was. I kept learning and I shifted, and that's my audience. And now I have more leads coming in from from Natural Zing's website, from my Facebook group. And so I have to just keep following up and nurturing them to build it. So it was a process.
Yeah, well, Helen, I love where you are right now. I love that this is part of what you do. And I love your story because you had personal power. You got yourself in a great mindset many years ago. You went into business and then you kind of found this flat road and ups and downs and didn't find your calling. And our team, when they found you, said not only are you doing great financially, but you're doing amazing on loving what you do, waking up every day excited about what you do. And the last question I have is, what would you say to someone who's just ready to go, but still a little hesitant to make that next step?
You just have to go. You have to take a step. Take it little bit by little bit. You can do this. I mean, it's not just, this has impacted so many parts of my life. It's not just business. I was working over 60 hours in 3 jobs, and I had no time for my family. With this, I have time. I have the flexibility in my life to be with my daughter. She's a gymnast, and I take her to practice 4 times a week. I'm helping my husband with his business. I have aging parents. My mother-in-law, the last 2 weeks she was in the hospital. She just got out 4 hours ago. She just came. She's going to stay with us for a while. I have time for that now. You have to do this. Take it one step at a time. You can do this, but you have to just keep going. You can do it. Is it scary? Yes. Keep going.
Helen Rose, everybody. From Helen is that one step at a time, even though it's scary, you keep going forward. So